Let's find her. Let's find her. She has a perfect French accent. We wanted to dress her up in a beret tonight, okay? And a striped thing going across here. She said she would not dress up as.
Does she have a baguette?
I said we're gonna need a baguette. We need a baguette and a French beret on her. And I said I wanted you to do everything in French. And she said, "No, I'm sorry, I will not do that."
Oh.
That's almost too on the nose, Brad. I mean, or I could just be a really unpleasant, terrible human being the whole time.
Right. No, you're not unpleasant. We have questions. Do we have questions, Kimmy Kim?
Oh, Brad, we have questions for days. Absolutely.
Days and days of questions. David Moreno, you are going to be joining us. Okay, Kim is going to ask the question. Okay. David Moreno will give an answer, and I will let him know whether he is correct or not.
Oh man, right on the spot.
We are putting him on the spot.
What if I go 100% here?
All right, if you say I don't have any idea, then I will do it.
Great.
But David, just for disclaimer purposes.
I was about to give the disclaimer.
Okay, he is not an immigration attorney.
I just play one on TV.
He is a criminal defense attorney. Because David will turn around and say, Brad, if I'm going to start asking you CPLR questions and penal law questions, you're going to look like you're gonna not know the answers as well, which I wouldn't. Everybody specializes in their own area, but let's see what we know.
So our first question is from Ellie, and Ellie says, "Hi Brad, how are you? My husband filed an I-130 for my 6-year-old daughter in August of 2017. My case was transferred to the Nebraska Service Center, and today I checked my online status, and it's saying that additional evidence is requested. Mr. Moreno, what does that mean?"
Mr. Moreno, what does that mean?
Well, I'm assuming the court wants some more documentation of the child.
This is not a court. Let me give the answer. Jilly, what is the problem, Jilly? Jilly's walking in. Jilly, what's the problem, Jilly? What do you need? What do you want us to do? Just look at the wrong... Oh, Jilly's coming in to tell us we're looking at the wrong cameras. What cameras should I be looking at? We're good. David's looking at the wrong camera.
Let's all put this on Dave here.
This is called TV production 101, right? All right. So the answer is this: you did something wrong. It was filed with the Service Center, the USCIS. They're asking for more documents. You didn't. I don't know what you filed, but you did something wrong where they're asking for additional documents. This just delays your case, which is why you want to always go to a good attorney. Okay. What I would suggest you do is when you get that letter, have a consultation with us before you respond, so you know it's being done right.
And that's the right answer.
Thank you. I will answer all the immigration questions from now on. By the way, Tamika Nelson says I'm yelling. I'm not yelling. I just feel I'm very hoarse, and I feel like if I talk normally, that I won't project well. So if I'm yelling, it's just I'm yelling out of excitement, Tamika. Okay, I'm not yelling for the sake of yelling, and I'm losing my voice maybe too, so maybe I shouldn't be yelling. But I get excited.
I have some honey in my desk. I think that you should just...
No, I don't need any honey. I'm on adrenaline now, Kim. I don't need
Okay. We've got Francesca who wants to know, I'm 22. I came as a J1 last May and overstayed. I've got an aunt that wants to petition for me while I'm here, but she'd like to know if it's possible even though she's a permanent resident. Or does she need a citizen to make it happen?
There's no aunt filing. Let's stop right there. You can't be filed by an aunt. But if you're on a J2 visa, that means your spouse is on a J1 visa. You have duration of status. Maybe you want to do a job sponsorship or something that I don't know. But there's no aunt sponsoring. By the way, I just saw that Jeff Bossi just joined us, Kim. He will be excited to know that we have a new Anna piece, who is Anna.
Oh, man.
Because Anna
was Anna.
Anna, Anna.
Of course.
Right. David actually introduced us to Anna. He was the one who actually met Anna. Okay, David made, as they say in the Jewish religion, the shidduch, the match. Okay.
Say it one more time.
The shidduch.
I've
The
been
shidduch.
Look at you with your Hebrew.
Yeah, no, it's Yiddish. It's Yiddish.
Ah.
All right,
I was about to say, I'm trying to perfect my Yiddish.
right. So they made the shidduch between Brad and Anna. Now Jeff Bossi wants to have his own shidduch between Jeff and Anna.
That's a whole.
All right, that's a
that's
whole
a
other.
different,
That's
not
a whole
appropriate
other.
kind.
That's a whole other thing. And Tamika's gonna say shidduch bareback That's a whole other thing there. But but the point of the matter is that Jeff Bossi, you stay tuned. We have a whole new Anna piece. I know he gets very excited when that happens.
I'm missing out on
Yeah.
this Jeff and Anna connection.
Yes, Jeff and Anna. He just
Oh,
goes
man.
crazy. You know, like you
I
see
don't know how much
because
of a connection it is as much as like a
Anna,
one-way
but what's
street.
really weird is Anna doesn't even know Jeff exists.
I'm going to text Anna when we get off the air. She's going to know
Unless-
today.
Unless she watches.
That's not
Right.
true.
She
Jill
does know?
told Anna about Jeff
Oh, yes?
a couple days ago.
We did. And what did she
said,
say?
"You have to-"
Did she say, "Oh my God, I have a stalker now"? What did
I
she
don't know
say?
if she's
What was her
hired any
response?
security yet.
What was her
I think
response?
Her initial response was that she was really flattered. Like
Well,
it was
okay, very nice, very nice. Well, he's from all what I see and know of Just Fosse, he is as good as they get.
Awesome.
Okay, but just so you know that we have our regular viewers who watch every day. Many who have no immigration issues whatsoever. They
just
just
enjoy Brad.
I don't know if they even enjoy me anymore. Nobody even listens to me. They have their own. Nobody even listens to the show. I think they watch it on mute and they just talk amongst themselves.
It's awesome.
And
It's like an old Yahoo chat room.
It's like they're in their own chat room and there's just like some noise in the background, some guy answering immigration questions. But what happens is when Anna comes on, everybody's quiet. Everybody gets quiet and goes, "Ooh, Jeff, your girlfriend is on." So Jeff,
This is so true. He literally just said, "It doesn't matter if she knows me. I'm in my own head about it."
All
He's
right.
got his story.
All right, what else we got? So we're gonna get to Anna. What is this? Michelle and I love the show. Michelle and I love the show.
You're
Barack
connected,
Obama
Brad.
loves the show.
That's awesome.
I love the little gift. Very funny there, Brittany. I like it. All right, so what else we have for immigration questions?
So Marco actually has a really good segue about about finding job sponsorship through J1. He said that you actually had counseled his friend last year that he was currently a J1 intern and he was wondering what to do to gain legal status. And you said, get your job to hire you. Like if
Right.
they will hire you and sponsor you, that's the way to go.
Right.
Unfortunately, now his boss has come back to him and said, we're not going to
No
do
way.
the sponsorship.
Then find a new boss.
New boss.
Find
New
a
boss, new job.
New boss, new
New
job.
filing.
That's what happens. Okay. Boss doesn't want to help you. Then go find somebody who does want to help you and give them good services instead.
Yeah.
Sarah said, actually, we
And
received
by the way,
Sarah.
I could have answered that one, by the way.
And by the way, for all the bosses out there, before you say no, all right, because this is what happens all the time. They all come back and say, my accountant said.
Of course.
What the hell does the accountant know about immigration? Okay, nothing. All right. Before all you bosses out there say no, have a consultation with us first. So see what, and then decide.
Make
Okay,
an educated decision.
Make an educated decision, and then if you make an educated decision, then that's fine. But just to say no off the bat without knowing or knowledge of what is entailed in sponsoring and what you're on the hook for and what you're off the hook for, I think is unfair.
Absolutely. And you especially have phenomenal firsthand, not just immigration lawyer experience, but
That's
you have
right.
sponsored several people that work in this office.
I have. Right, they had work visas and then they got sponsored for green cards.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Sarah actually emailed us a question.
Okay. Sarah?
Sarah,
What do you mean actually emailed us a question? I don't understand what that means.
she emailed it to us. She wanted to know about a
sent an
consultation.
email.
She contacted us through our website,
I see.
and then
Okay.
she asked a follow-up for the show.
Okay. During the show, she sent an email. We're getting questions all over the place now.
All over the
All
place.
over the place.
You can carrier pigeon us your
Yes.
question, and we will answer it.
So, by the way,
So-
we're 50 minutes into the show. We're going to get to Anna's. And we're going to get to who just emailed you? What was her name?
Sarah.
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 So, what do you think so far, Mr. Moreno?
So far, so good. I
So
like
far,
being
so
here.
good. You like
what do
being
you
here?
guys think so far?
I don't know.
Let's see what the chat room is saying.
Let's see what the Brad Squad says.
Just Natalie Nichols says I'm a good guy.
Awesome. You are a good guy.
That's it. And
Jeff says, David, thank you so much for finding my Anna banana.
yes, David did find
Jeff
Anna
Posey
Banana.
is a real one.
Yes. How did you knew her? You were friends with her, right?
She's actually a friend of a friend.
A friend
I
of a
met
friend
her in Los
Miami.
Angeles.
In
No,
Los Angeles.
I met
So
her,
you've
yeah.
known her for a while.
Yeah.
Right. And then you went down to Miami. You hung out with her, and then you're like, oh my God.
She'd be great for the show.
She'd be great for the show.
Great energy.
Right. Jeff Bossy would love her.
Of course.
Right.
Only for Jeff. Jeff, I did this with you in mind. Foresight.
All right.
Man, and the people are loving
Yes.
them from David Moreno, by the way.
Yes.
We are getting some
by the way,
special-
Stacey Ann Hodge, David is cute. Heart, heart, heart. Heart, heart, heart.
Well, thank you, Stacey.
Yes.
It's kind of hard sitting here next to Brad.
What is the next question? We got to get to immigration.
Sarah actually says, I've lost my green card and I only have a photo of the front of the green card, but I'm 27 and I've been on a green card since I was 2007. Can I even apply for citizenship if I don't have it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't she order another copy of it? Or?
Yeah, but why do you need it? You have a copy of it. Immigration has in their systems that you're a green card holder. All a green card is evidence of your lawful residence. It's like, I lost my passport. Just because you lost your passport doesn't mean you're no
don't
longer
have
a
one.
citizen.
Correct.
Or it doesn't mean you're not a citizen of the United States. Think of it that way. You're still a citizen. You just have no evidence of it. You can't get on a plane to go anywhere because you don't have evidence you're a citizen, but you don't lose your citizenship because you don't have your passport.
because you don't-
It's the same thing. You don't lose your your lawful resident status because you don't have your green card. You just don't have evidence of it. But immigration has evidence of it in their computer systems, and you have a photocopy of it, which is all you need to file your application. So it's perfectly fine.
Go for it.
We've got Denisha who said, I like David, but my heart belongs to Brad.
Told you I can't compete with that.
But you know what's going to happen is if I keep bringing David on, I think Denisha's heart will go over to him. I may lose her. I may lose her.
I'm not sure that's so true.
Yeah,
I think you have
I may lose her. I don't know. All right, he's a good looking man. He's a powerful man too.
Thanks, Brad.
Right, and he's a better athlete than me. You know, it's very. You know, it's very funny.
Tell me.
David played basketball in college, and he's also an amateur boxer. So Brittany Russell, okay, Brittany Russell, he's got a look at that. I mean, look at his fist compared to mine. Okay, I mean it's like half the size.
They can't see it. We're
you
behind
can't
Belgium
see it.
Kim.
We're behind the thing. Right. Like his fist is literally half the size of my fist. But he's also an amateur boxer. And Brittany Russell, who's our new personal injury attorney, who you're going to also get to see later today on the
awesome.
show. She is awesome.
I'm excited for that.
She's like rock star material, this Brittany Russell.
Yes,
You
she is.
boxed her friend,
Her
right?
best friend.
Her best friend.
Her best friend.
Her best friend, David Moreno, was in a amateur boxing match with just... Brittany and David didn't know each other beforehand, and David knocked out Brittany's best friend.
We should get that footage for the show.
Do we have that footage for the show?
I do have the footage, but I don't have it for the show right now.
Do you have the knockout punch?
I do have the knockout. Of course.
Yes.
How many knockout punches do I have in life?
Is that the only person you ever knocked out in a boxing ring?
I'm 1-0. I did
1-0.
it one time. I got one knockout and I retired.
1-0 and back to being a lawyer.
There you go. I raised a bunch of money for charity and that's it.
Right. It was a charity boxing match, and he knocked the guy out. Yeah.
That's not very charitable of you, David.
It is.
You know, if I was in the boxing ring with David, it would be like one of those bad comedies where, like the guys running around the ring are like, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!"
But in all of this comparison, you're forgetting a really crucial point, I think, Brad.
Which is what?
Who signs David's paychecks?
I do.
There it is!
I want to get hurt.
Name's on the door.
Who makes the law firm money? He does, though. So I mean, it's a yin and yang. All right, let's go to 2 or 3 more questions. All right, and then we have some people on hold. We're going to get to Rona and Prince, both calling from Maryland. Our lines are open, 1-800-529-5465. And then Anna Banana coming right up after that.
We've got King who said, what's the latest on SIDGE? Is it true that it's taking up to 2 years now?
No.
How long is it taking? Do we know?
6-9 months.
There you go.
At least in our file. And at least in our files in our cases.
George wants to know, if you overstay your H-2B, do you have to go back home if you're getting a job sponsorship?
Yeah, but then if you overstayed, you may have a 10-year bar, so maybe you don't want to do that. Come
Come in for
talk
a
to
con-
us before you start going home.
Yes. Millicent says, I love you, Brad. If you filed an I-485, do you need to send in your arrest record? And if you filed a 245I, do you need to explain how you came to the U.S.?
You do not submit your arrest record. Your arrest record's going to pop up when you fingerprint, but you do need to bring your dispositions at your interview. You also do need to explain the 245I and document it. You'll need. It sounds like if you've been arrested and your 245I, you're going to need a lawyer. And when she said, I love you, Brad, I wanted to do one of these, but then maybe I would look really weird doing it because I don't know how to do
weird
it. And it's not
look.
like a manly thing to do. Is this like a manly thing to do? Not really.
I think if you're
And I can't
secure,
even- and I
Brad, you're
can't
so
even
secure.
do it.
You wear
And I
pink
can't even. And I
sometimes.
can't
You
even
can do the
do
heart.
it.
You can do it.
Right? And Jill, who is right here on our show today, opening up the studio doors, talking in my ear, and she says, and this basically sums it up: giving love is a manly thing.
There you go.
I agree. I agree.
That's beautiful.
Okay,
Jelly bean is full of-
and with that, we're gonna come back up. Yes, Michelle and I love this show. I agree, Barack. I agree. All right, what's going on?
We've got Beth, who's got quite an issue. Beth is the youngest of 4 siblings, and she's the only one with children, and she's a single mom. Her entire family has been in the U.S. since the early 80s. Her grandfather was a member of the U.S. Navy and got her mom, so got his kids in 82 and 85. Beth's sisters got in 2001, but she was left in the Philippines because she was married and had 3 kids at the time. Her sister petitioned for her in 2007, and there is still no movement on it.
Where's mom? How come mom never filed for her?
Mom is still around, but mom has some very intense health problems right now, and that's actually why Beth is in such a rush to get here. Father already passed away in December of 2016, unfortunately. At this point, she's really just hoping for anything, a tourist visa or anything at all where she can just come visit her family.
Yeah, she's going to have a big problem because she has already showed an intent and she has a long wait still, being a brother-sister in the Philippines. The waits from the Philippines are a very long time. I think we're not going to solve her problem on this show. She would need a consultation. And she's not going to get a visitor's visa, but let's see what options she does have to try to get here quicker than waiting, which will be probably another 10 years on the brother-sister case.
Wow.
Joan wants to know, if you don't have your papers and you live in an apartment where your landlord knows that you are out of status, can they take you to court? And do you think that ICE is going to pick you up because the landlord doesn't know that they have papers and they're trying to increase the rent on them? And they're saying, if you don't pay more rent, we'll just take you to court and tell everyone you're undocumented. What is Joan's recourse?
Well, the landlord's entitled to take you to court to kick you out. It's called housing court. You don't pay the rent, you're out. Period. Okay? You have a lease. Once your lease is up, the landlord could charge whatever he or she wants, unless there's some sort of, you're in some sort of, rent stabilized situation. Thank you very much I got tongue tied for a second. So in short of being in a rent stabilized situation, the landlord can charge whatever you want, and you don't pay it. You don't get to live in somebody else's house for free, or you don't get to live in somebody else's home or apartment for what you think is a fair rent. It's the landlord decides. And you go to housing court, he'll kick you out. And if, he can always call immigration. Whether immigration will listen to him, who knows? The courts could always call immigration. Whether courts will listen to him, who knows? Certainly, it's unlikely that, somebody calls up and says, hey, the guy's not paying his rent. Immigration, go pick him up. Come grab him. I doubt that would happen, but anything's possible today. Okay? If you're undocumented, you don't make waves. Pay the rent, or move out. Find a place that's more suitable for you.
I agree with that. I agree. Don't leave it to chance.
Yeah.
Be in control of your situation.
Right.
Control a narrative.
Regina is wondering, a friend wants to know if her citizen husband, who just filed for her, can also file for the 4 stepchildren back home. Even though she hasn't done her interview yet, can he go ahead and file for his new stepchildren?
Absolutely. And should do so.
Cheryl would like to know, can you ask Brad how far they've reached with the I-485 for 2016?
They should have gotten through already. If you haven't, call me.
Tina says, do you think it's a good idea to travel with an advanced parole?
Yes, as long as it's a validly issued and you have a pending case, why not? And you don't have any criminal records that would bar you from re-entering, obviously. But having advanced parole is still good.
Barbara just said a comment on Facebook that's a great point. Anything is possible with this orange man.
Anything
so
is
don't
possible
take
with
any
the orange
risk.
man. That is correct. That
We're
is
not talking
correct.
about the Syracuse basketball
Right,
team,
we're
are we?
not, right. He has,
In fact, we are not.
It's amazing. Donald Trump came up with an entire new racial background. I mean, there were white people, brown people, black people. We've never seen in the history of the world orange people. He started a whole new race.
It is the first orange president.
Yes,
we
he
don't
started
talk
a whole
about
new
that
race.
enough. He is
Yes.
making history.
Yeah, he is making history. All right, it's like a whole new color of people. Okay, what else do we have?
Christopher wants to know, at what age can a child file for his or her parents?
21.
Nina says, I'd really appreciate it if you could answer these two questions.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Jamaica. I've got 2 kids, and I recently married a U.S. citizen. How long is the process going to be to file for both me and my kids?
A little over a year. It's going to be.
And we currently have.
Oh, go ahead.
And we currently have a visiting visa. Can we go ahead and travel to the States while the filing is being processed?
No, because you've already shown an intent to get a green card. You always run into risk. There's plenty of people who have a pending green card application who travel to the United States and have no problem whatsoever. And then they call up and say, Brad, you told me not to travel, and here I am. And my answer is, there is a, well done, bravo, I'm glad you did it.
Bravo,
okay.
You beat the system.
You beat the system. But, for every person out there who travels on a visitor's visa when you have a pending application for a green card, you are giving yourself up to the discretion of an immigration officer at an airport who can always turn to you and say, you have a pending application for a green card, ma'am? Yes. Well, then you know what? You've shown an intent to get your green card. We're going to take your visitor's visa away and deport you here at the airport. They always have the right to do that. It's their discretion. And you have no rights to see a judge or anything else, and now you got deported at the airport, you lost your visitor's visa, and now you have a whole host of problems trying to return because you need waivers for deportation, plus the embarrassment and the stress and the anxiety of literally getting deported at an airport. So to me, it's not worth the risk. Come with a clean case, you'll be here in a year. Your husband loves you, let him travel to Jamaica. It's not such a bad country. Go visit in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Barbara is wondering, if I married the father of my child, but his name is not on her birth certificate, is that going to be a problem when I go to put in my papers?
No. It's not a problem for you. If he wants to file for the child, he would have to prove it's his child. But it's not a problem for you, no.
Wendy is wondering, Brad, what year are they currently at if you're filing for your married children in Jamaica?
December 1st, 2005. Which again, we go back to so much for chain migration, waiting 12, 15 years to be joined by your family.
It's terrible.
Right. There's no such thing as chain migration. It's a myth.
Wendy said she's waiting patiently.
Yes.
Go, Wendy. Andreen wants to know, my spouse got an illegal visa about 15 years ago. He traveled and was turned back at the airport. He went to the embassy in 2014 and got denied.
I can tell you that.
How can he obtain a U.S. visa?
He can't. He got deported and made a misrepresentation. He's barred for life. Now, you could always try to file a waiver, but, waivers are hard to come by for a non-immigrant visa. What's the purpose of you coming here? You have to show it's in the interest of the United States to allow you to come, to allow you to come in after you've been ordered deported for misrepresentation. So there's no interest. The United States has no interest in you coming to be a tourist. We have enough tourists here. The United States has no interest in you coming to see your family. You want to know why? Your family has an interest, but that's not the entire United States of America. Now, I've seen situations, for example, where there was like somebody won the Grammy Award or was up for a Grammy Award. It was our client, I can't say who it is, and was barred for a drug offense. We got him a waiver because it's in the U.S. interest to come and, have the artist come for the Grammy Awards. Okay?
Right.
But it's going to be something like that.
Oh, wow. So you have to be nominated for a Grammy.
You don't have to be nominated for a Grammy, but it has to be like, some serious things.
It's got to further the public interest.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Right. I'm trying to be like, trying to break it down. Like you got to be coming for something serious.
Yeah.
No, that's a great point.
Or as David Moreno says, in the public interest, which is the legal.
In the public interest.
Yes.
David Moreno has to come in with that lawyer talk,
Yes, lawyer talk. Right.
So Raul from India is wondering when his case is going to be ready. He filed for his brother and sister-in-law in January of 2006.
They're up to June 22nd, 2004. So you got about 2 to 3 years to go.
We've got Marco, who actually has a follow-up from his from the question that he asked for his friend earlier. His friend had run out of the J1 visa. Boss won't sponsor him. What can he do? We said, get another job.
Sounds like pretty solid advice. I liked it. I still like that advice.
Great.
I gave that advice an hour ago, and I'm sticking to it. I still
it's
think
not broke, don't fix it.
Right. I still like the advice 1 hour later. I'm not taking it back.
You're nothing if not consistent, Brad.
Correct.
Marco's friend is having a problem now that he's since then fallen out of status, and so
it's much harder to get a job falling out of status.
Yeah.
Okay, but there are people who will sponsor people out of status if they really gotta love you.
You got to be good at what you do.
Exactly.
Give them a reason to want to sponsor you.
To sponsor you. Right? And by the way, they don't have to hire you illegally. Job sponsorship is a promise to hire when you get a green card. So nobody's asking anybody to hire anybody illegally. They're just going to wait a little bit for your services.
To get you to start.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So Don wants to know, if someone is barred from the U.S., can they get a Canadian visa to visit that country?
Why were they barred from the United States? If they were barred just because they got deported from the United States, yeah, because that's just a civil offense. If they're barred because they have like 71 drug convictions, well, guess what? I think Canada has some laws that say people with drugs can't enter Canada also. Right. Yeah. So it all depends. I mean, I'm going from one extreme to the other, obviously, but
Canada's borders are getting tight these days.
Are they?
They are.
I don't even know. How do you know this?
Because I read, Brad.
You read.
Reading is fundamental.
David Moreno reads.
He reads real good, Brad.
Yes. Put that down on the bottom. Get rid of social media, ask Brad. Put down David Moreno reads, ask David.
Marcia says, can you travel on an I-512 card, advanced parole card?
Yes. We answer that all the time. Of course you can.
Of course you can, Marcia. That's the only way you should travel.
Correct. Or with a green card or your U.S. passport.
Right. Jeff has a very serious question. Jeff Bosey, our friend Jeff Bosey, very serious question. If we actually host this show fan gathering party in the spring, is Anna Banana going to be there?
Maybe. I don't know.
Finally, we've got Shartia, who says, I'm a green card holder. Why do you have to bring in a tax account transcripts for the last 5 years to the citizenship interview at Federal Plaza?
Because that you have to show that if you worked, you filed your taxes for 5 years. And to be for good moral character.
Perfection. And that wraps up social media rapid fire. We did have the results of our Olympic mascot situation. And by landslide, the winner was Sam. He is way cuter.
Sam won? What was the vote?
Oh, it was unanimous. It was like 15-0.
15-0. Put Sam's picture up. There he is.
Yeah!
Sam for Olympic mascot 2020. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow. David Moreno, fantastic job.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Great job filling in. Thank you. 1-800-529-5465. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.